Before we start the video, very important, KasaiSora's official Discord server. It is epic, it is cool. It's a Discord server. If you want to join the SMP on my Minecraft server, mc.soracraft.eu, you will need to get whitelisted on the KasaiSora official Discord server. It is freaking epic. It will be nice having you. Link will be in the description of this video. I hope to see you there. And without any further ado, let the video begin. Alright, so in today's video, we're gonna take a look at the top 5 Minecraft admin plugins. So you might be wondering, KasaiSora, what are admin plugins? What exactly do you mean? Well, basically, in this context, admin plugins are plugins that help you manage your Minecraft server. They are essential plugins you should definitely install on your Minecraft server if you want to run it well. They don't particularly add something fun to the game, but they will help run and manage your Minecraft server a lot better. So in today's video, we will be going over the top 5 admin plugins you should definitely install on your Minecraft server. Anyways, before we start, it would really mean a ton if you could leave a like in this video and also check if you're subscribed to the channel. My analytics shows me that most people watch my videos are actually not subscribed. Even though it only takes a second of your day, you would really help me out, and you can always unsubscribe in the future if you change your mind. Of course, I hope you won't, but you know, things happen. And then, without any further ado, let's dive right into it. So in today's video, we will be going over the top 5 Minecraft admin plugins. Now, good thing to know is that these plugins won't be in a particular order, so it's not like the first plugin I cover will be worse than the last one. They're all plugins you should definitely install if you think of making a Minecraft server. They are essential, you should have them, you should install them, you should use them. Now, if you want to know how to install these plugins, I've actually made a tutorial on most of the plugins on this list. So if you want to check those out, make sure to click in the top right corner of the screen. There will be my Minecraft plugin playlist. Every single plugin I cover in this video, I've actually made a tutorial about, and it will be inside of that playlist, so make sure to check it out. Now, with all that being said, let's dive right into it. So the first plugin on the list will be Essentials X. Now, I know that people who've been watching my channel for a while are completely sick of me talking about Essentials X, but it is just a very essential admin plugin, and I just have to put it on this list. So Essentials X is a plugin that adds tons of commands and other features to your game. So for example, it adds many commands. More than I can even show in this video. But just a few examples. Well, I'm almost dying now. That's a problem. I can just type /heal. There we go. I can also type /fly. So I will be able to fly in game mode survival. If you want to change the fly speed, I can also totally do that. So fly speed, and then we set to 5. And now it will fly much faster. But also, instead of typing game mode creative, which is of course way too long, we can now just type /gm1. Just like that. And we will go to game mode creative. You will also be able to do /TPA. So with TPA, you can basically ask somebody if you may teleport to them. You will send a teleport request, the other player can accept or deny it, and after accepting a request, you will actually teleport to that player. But you will also be able to do things like /set home, for example. Set home, there we go. Home set to current location. And then over here, I type /home. I will go back to that previous location. Now, this is just a handful of commands that Essentials adds to your game. There are many more. The list is so ginormously big that if you want to know every single command that Essentials actually adds, you would just have to go and look them up yourself. But one thing is for sure, Essentials X will be an amazing add-on to your game. Now, besides only adding commands, it will also add an economy to your server. So if you want players to be able to have money, Essentials can do that for you. So by typing /balance, you will see the money that you currently have on your account. Right now, it is 0. Now, I can do /eco, give, KasaiSora, and then, for example, 10. There we go. $10 added to KasaiSora's account. New balance is now 10. If I now type balance, there we go, 10. And now with Essential signs, for example, you will be able to make buy and sell signs. And like that, people can actually buy and sell stuff on your server. Conclusion, Essentials X is just very handy, very essential. I've made a tutorial about it, so if you want to know how to completely set it up and how it all works, make sure to check out that tutorial in the top right corner of the screen right now. Now, the next plugin on this list will be Lookberms. Now, Lookberms might be the most essential plugin on this list, because Lookberms is a permissions plugin. So Lookberms allows you to have groups on your Minecraft server. You can put people inside of those groups, and you can give specific permissions to every single group individually. So for example, I'm right now in the owner group. Now, I've set it so that the owner is pretty much able to do everything on the server that's possible. Just every single command, I can do them all. So I'm currently in game mode creative, I can fly, I can also put myself to survival because I just have the permissions for that. I'm pretty much able to do everything. I can even break blocks in spawn. Whoa. Now let's put myself into another group. So let's do LP, user, KasaiSora, parent, set, and then I'm going to group defaults. There we go. Now I'm inside of the default group. Now inside of the default group, I am not able to break blocks here at spawn anymore, because for the default group that has been disabled. I also can't put myself to game mode creative anymore. So if I do this, it will even be red. I just can't do that. I don't have access. What I still can do though is click on this warp sign, for example, to actually warp me to the mall. Now the reason I can still do that is because the default group actually has permissions for it. So the permissions is basically everything you can and can't do inside of your Minecraft server. Now most Minecraft plugins work with permissions. So if you install a new Minecraft plugin like Essentials, for example, then by default people will not be able to use any of those Essentials commands. By default only OP players can. And for other people to be able to use one of those Essentials commands, you will have to add permissions to them. Now I've made a very in-depth tutorial on lookperms, so if you want to know how to install it, how to set it up, and also how permissions work, you should definitely check that one out in the top right corner of the screen right now. But overall, lookperms is just a very essential plugin, and literally for most plugins to work you will need lookperms on your server. Alright, so the next plugin on this list will be Multiverse Core. Now Multiverse Core is a plugin that allows you to add multiple Minecraft worlds to one Minecraft server. So if we do MV list, you will see all the worlds that are currently inside of your Minecraft server. We have World the End, which is just the normal end world. We have the normal world, which is just the normal overworld, which is the world we're currently in. And then you have World Nether, which is of course the Netherworld. All pretty straightforward. Now those are the three worlds you would normally have in Minecraft as well. But with Multiverse Core you will be able to add more worlds. So let's say I would want another world on my server. A flat world, for example. I can do MV create, and we're gonna call it creative. And then we're gonna make it a normal world, and we want to make it a flat one just like this. And there we go. And then we do MV TP creative, just like that. And we're inside of a creative world. We're inside of a flat world. For some reason, everything in the sky is black, but just ignore that. Oh, I think that's because of my shaders. Just my shaders, don't worry about it. But let's do game mode 1 and then MV list, and you will see that we have another world now. We have another world called creative, and it's also a normal world. Now you might be like, KasaiSora, I don't need more worlds on my Minecraft server. I don't need it. I just have 3 normal worlds, and that's all fine for me. But Multiverse Core actually does more than just adding worlds to your server. So for example, it also gives you all the control over all the worlds in your server. So every single world can have another game mode, for example. Where in the overworld you will be in survival, but in the netherworld you will be in creative, for example. You will also be able to change the difficulty for every single world. So one world can be in difficulty hard, while the other can be in peaceful. You will also be able to change the spawn point in every single world. You will be able to change if mobs spawn per world. You will be able to change if animals spawn per world. There's so much that you can change. And the multiverse config file is absolutely amazing for that. So even if you don't want to add more worlds to your Minecraft server, but you want to change some settings per world, like the difficulty needs to be different in every single world and the game mode needs to be different in every single world for whatever reason, then I would still highly recommend installing Multiverse Core. Now the next plugin on the list will be Vault. Now the Vault is the only plugin on this list that doesn't have its own tutorial. It's also the only plugin that doesn't need a ton of explanation. So Vault is a very handy plugin that can basically link other plugins together. First of all, for most economies to work, you will need to install Vault. So if you run an economy on your server where people have money and they can spend money and all that stuff, then Vault is highly recommended. Now you don't have to do anything in the config of Vault, you don't have to look at it, you don't have to set it up, nothing like that. The only thing you have to do is literally drag it into your plugins folder and restart your server. And you will be ready to go. But I think the thing that people actually use Vault the most for are usernames. So if I click on tab, you will see that I have owner in front of my name. Also, my name is purple colored. Now that's actually something I've set up in lookperms. If you want this to show up in tab, you will need Vault. Otherwise, it just won't. Otherwise, it won't work. Because in my case, the tab list actually gets managed by a plugin called Tab, and lookperms is of course the permissions plugin. If you want those two plugins to work together to display lookperms rank inside of the tab list, you will need Vault, because Vault will link tab and lookperms together. Also, if I type in chat, you will see that my name is also purple and I also have that prefix. It's once again the lookperms prefix. Now the chat managing on my server is done by EssentialsX. So once again we have lookperms that needs to work together with EssentialsX to display my prefix and my username in purple inside of chat. And what is the plugin that links EssentialsX and lookperms together? It is Vault. Literally, if I would grab Vault from my plugins folder, just remove it and restart the server, then in chat, I won't have this prefix anymore. I won't have this color name anymore. It will just be white. And the same thing goes for in the tab list. It will just all disappear at once. It's a highly recommended plugin, and it doesn't matter what kind of server you're gonna run, you want Vault installed. Now the last plugins on this list will be WorldEdit/WorldGuard. KasaiSora, why are you covering 2 plugins at once? Well, WorldEdit and WorldGuard do so much stuff together that they can be seen as one plugin. So WorldEdit is of course the most well known of the two. By doing //wand, you will get a wand in your hand, and you can now select 2 places, so over there and then over there, and then we do set stone. Oh wait, 2 slashes, set stone, and there we go. We now got big stone. Place this up like this, and then select this corner, and then we're going all the way to the other side, and we're gonna select this corner, and we're doing set stone, and there we go. A giant stone cube. That is WorldEdit. Now WorldGuard is a plugin that needs WorldEdit to actually work, and it allows you to set regions and determine what can and can be done inside of one of those regions. So for example, I'm gonna set this all to stone. So let's do set stone, and then I'm gonna do this and this again, and then we're gonna do expand vert. So now this region will be expanded all the way to the top of the map and all the way down to the bedrock. And now we'll do region define, and then I'm gonna call this epic. Yeah, region define epic. So now we have a new region here called epic. Now by default, people won't be able to break or place any blocks in here. So I can, of course, because I'm OP on the server. Normal players are not. Normal players can do anything inside of this region. They can place anything, they can break anything. And by doing /region flags, you will get way more rules that you can change. So can they use TNT inside this area? No. Can they open chests? No. Can they write? Yes, why not? And like this, you have 6 pages of rules that you can change. It is pretty epic. So let's say you would have a spawn on your Minecraft server. That of course you don't want people to break and place blocks in there. You don't want people to blow it up with TNT, all that stuff. Well, you can all disable that with WorldGuard. So you can basically protect regions inside of your Minecraft server that you want to have kept safe, where people can build, can break blocks, and also can blow up stuff with TNT, for example. Now both of these plugins I would say are also highly recommended on your Minecraft server. From my experience, especially WorldGuard is really handy. If you're gonna install one, I would also highly recommend installing the other one. And I've also made a tutorial on how to install and set up WorldEdit and WorldGuard, so once again, link in the top right corner of the screen right now, and you will find all the info you need to know about installing and setting them up in that video. And then guys, that will be all for now. That are my top 5 Minecraft admin plugins. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like. If you're new to the channel, not subscribed yet, and you're enjoying the content, make sure to smash that subscribe button and click on the notification bell. You would really help me out by doing that. You actually would. If you have any more questions, make sure to leave them in the comments of this video. And then that will be all for now, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.